Well, the LA Clippers are an undeniable clown show. They are, without question or close comparison, the biggest disappointment in the entire NBA. They were one of the few handfuls of title contending teams coming into the season, that based on their offseason of player acquisitions and transactions, an offseason which came at the heels of a pretty damn good second half of the NBA season last year, where they posted the second best net rating league-wide after the All-Star break, second behind only the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then into the playoffs, the Clippers pushed the Denver Nuggets to a seventh and deciding game, a very competitive series and compelling series in the first round, a 4-5 matchup. But then in the offseason, again, they made some acquisitions. They decided to essentially trade Norman Powell in order to make room to bring on Bradley Beal. And, well, how's that one working out for you, Clip Show? Norman Powell is having a career year for the Miami Heat, who are overachieving all of their preseason expectations, while Bradley Beal is already done for the year with a season-ending hip injury. They also brought on a couple of old-timers in Brook Lopez and Chris Paul. Yeah, more on the Chris Paul signing in a moment here. But back to what a pathetic disgrace the LA Clippers are real quick, because also what was percolating in the offseason, in addition to these player transactions and signings, was a massive NBA scandal when their owner and one of the richest men in the world, Steve Ballmer, was alleged to perpetrate a salary cap circumvention scheme with an alleged Ponzi company, Aspiration. That was when he paid Aspiration $50 million, an investment which made him at the time a minority owner. And then purportedly, Aspiration then paid Kawhi Leonard $48 million to do absolutely nothing.
Pretty damn cool! Woo!
But if you hear Steve Ballmer tell you about it, he is the victim. He was taken by them too.
How would I be able? Look, they conned me.
You're one of the richest men in America.
They conned me. I made an investment in these guys thinking it was on the up and up, and they conned me.
Yes, because one of the richest men on the planet, and that isn't hyperbolic, Steve Ballmer spent 14 years from 2000 to 2014 as the CEO of Microsoft. And now his reported net worth, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, as of May 2025, is $151 billion, which, according to Forbes, makes him the 8th richest human being on planet Earth. But sure, he didn't have his team of lawyers vet this company before taking a $330 million check from them in 2021. Sure, Steve, you're the victim here. Just total ineptitude from the top on down of this franchise. But then things got really bad and embarrassing because the Clip Show took the court this season, where they are now 5-16 on the season.
What?
Let me repeat that. 5-16. That is good for second to last in the Western Conference. With this roster and with this talent,
It's a complete crap.
they started the season off 3-2. They have won 2 of their last 15 games since. And now the LA Clippers have lost their damn minds by sending Chris Paul home. With whatever that means. Yes, last night they just dismissed Chris Paul. They sent him home from school early. Chris Paul done for the season, at least done with the LA Clippers in the midst of his retirement tour season. Chris Paul returned back to the franchise that he spent several years at. He's one of the greatest players of that franchise's history. His home is in Los Angeles. He was looking forward to playing out his final season. He made an announcement a few weeks ago that this would be his final season. He was looking forward to playing it out in his home, near his family, with the team that he spent several years in his prime with. And this is the kind of send-off that he gets. Sent home a quarter of the way through the season.
Pretty damn cool! Woo!
But not to worry, because walking human scumbag Lawrence Frank released a statement. He, by the way, is the president of basketball operations. He issued a statement around 3 a.m. Eastern time when this decision broke initially, that the Clippers want to make one thing clear: no one is blaming Chris for the plight of this team. Well, I would hope not, Lawrence. People should be blaming you, and also, unfortunately, Tyronn Lue, who I've been very high on throughout his entire tenure in the NBA. I myself have called him an undeniable top 5 coach, but he cannot survive this. This team, this roster should not have 5 wins in their first 21 games. Really, Chris Paul shouldn't have been the one that they're getting rid of. It should have been Lawrence Frank and Tyronn Lue out.
You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
This entire franchise is an absolute abomination. Again, just a hideously run organization from top on down, from the ownership on down. Again, they need to just clear house entirely. I actually feel sorry, really sorry for Chris Paul. I can't believe I'm saying this, but hopefully LeBron James is doing something behind the scenes for his good buddy Chris Paul. You know, Chris Paul, a famed Banana Boat member. Hopefully LeBron is putting in overtime, working with the LA Lakers brass to bring on CP3 onto a much better situation. He would be getting off the second worst team right now in the standings in the Western Conference and joining the second best team in the Western Conference in the standings. And he would be doing it and staying home, which is what he wanted, in LA. And he'd be playing with his good buddy, Banana Boat bestie LeBron James, in a very good situation with the Lakers. So hopefully things can be made right for Chris Paul, because this is just pathetic for NBA royalty to be treated like this by a moribund franchise. Chris Paul messaged out on whatever, I don't know, social media application. I'm not really up with the social media lingo or social media sites, but he posted something to his story, wherever that is, I guess Instagram, last night or early this morning, depending on where you are in the world, just basically giving the deuces to the LA Clippers. Again, just a sad, pathetic way for Chris Paul to be managed, and for this LA Clippers clown show to limp on through what is one of the most embarrassing and humiliating seasons that I personally can remember. Again, I'm hoping that Lawrence Frank and Ty Lue will be out swiftly behind Chris Paul. Hell, maybe if CP3 doesn't land in a Lakers uniform, maybe they could bring in Chris Paul to become the interim head coach for the Clippers and give him an audition for the remainder of the season. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And guys, as always, please do make sure that you comment, like, hype this video. Please make sure that you are subscribed and turn those notifications on to stay up to date with more from me. Until next time, guys.